Hello there, and welcome to Derinkuyu, a small town in the heart of Central Anatolia, Turkey. I am so glad you are here with me today, because what I am about to show you and share with you is one of those rare discoveries that stops you completely in your tracks and reminds you just how astonishing this world truly is. Stay with me, because this one is going to take your breath away. Our Turkish work colleague promised us amazing surprises about his country. He smiled and said, "Trust me." We trusted him. And what he delivered didn't just exceed our expectations. It quietly shattered everything we thought we understood about the ancient world. Turkey had been showing us its coastlines, its bazaars, its layered history. But nothing, absolutely nothing, prepared us for what was coming next. Look at Derinkuyu. From up here, it appears to be exactly what it looks like. A small, quiet, utterly ordinary Turkish town sitting on a flat, dusty plain in the heart of Central Anatolia. A few farmhouses, a handful of streets, the kind of place you might pass through without a second glance. Nothing about its surface tells you anything. Nothing suggests that beneath your feet lies one of the most extraordinary secrets in all of human history. The name itself, Derinkuyu, means simply deep well in Turkish. Locals have been drawing water from those ancient shafts for generations, entirely unaware of what lay underneath them. It was not until 1963 that a local man, breaking through a wall during home renovations, stumbled upon an entire underground world carved deep into the soft volcanic rock. One knock, one wall, and suddenly, the past came flooding back. The story of who built this city stretches back to at least the 8th and 7th centuries BCE, when the Phrygians carved their first living spaces into the region's soft volcanic tuff. Over the following centuries, every civilization that passed through this land expanded and deepened what they found. Greek-speaking Christians during the Roman period gave it purpose and permanence, and by the Byzantine era the city had reached its most complete form, plunging to a depth of approximately 85 meters below the surface, large enough to shelter as many as 20,000 people alongside their livestock and food stores. It is the largest excavated underground city in Turkey, and one of the most remarkable feats of ancient engineering the world has ever discovered. And it truly was a city, not a cave system, not a temporary refuge. Carved within those 85 meters of rock were spaces for families, stables for animals, communal kitchens, wine cellars, food storage rooms, and even a cruciform church on its lowest level. A large barrel-vaulted room on the second floor is believed to have served as a religious school, with adjacent chambers functioning as classrooms where catechumens received spiritual formation, even while hiding from hostile forces above. Thousands of ventilation shafts were hand-drilled through the rock to the surface, supplying fresh air and light across every level. And remarkably, those same shafts still function today. When danger arrived, enormous circular stone doors, some weighing up to 500 kilograms, could be rolled across the tunnels from the inside, sealing each floor independently. These people were not cowering in darkness. They were living with breathtaking ingenuity. The city served as a sanctuary through some of history's most violent chapters. During the Arab-Byzantine Wars between 780 and 1180 AD, entire communities descended underground to escape destruction. When the Mongol armies of Timur swept through Anatolia in the 14th century, these tunnels sheltered thousands again. Even into the early 20th century, Cappadocian Greek locals took refuge here during times of persecution. It was not until 1923, following the population exchange between Greece and Turkey, that the underground city was finally abandoned, sealed beneath an ordinary town, and forgotten for 40 years, until that sledgehammer changed everything. And when you finally emerge back into the daylight, blinking, humbled, and quietly overwhelmed, the story of Christian faith does not end at the tunnel exit. It continues just steps away, above ground, in the weathered stone walls of the Church of St. Theodore, standing right in the center of town with quiet, enduring dignity. This Greek Orthodox church was built by the very Cappadocian Christian community who once carved their prayers into the rock below. Its walls still carry a Greek inscription from the Orthodox liturgy that translates to, "O Lord, the firm foundation of those who put their trust in you, confirm the church which you have purchased with your precious blood." Those words were not written for tourists. They were written as a declaration by a people who had survived centuries underground and chose, when they finally surfaced, to carve their faith into the open sky. The church has stood largely silent since the Christian population departed in 1923, but it has not been erased. It remains open to visitors, its architecture still reaching upward, its inscription still bearing witness. What they prayed for in the tunnels, they built in stone above. The faith that hid beneath the earth eventually refused to stay buried. So how do you get here? If you're coming from Antalya, as we did, your best options are to fly or take an overnight bus. A short domestic flight from Antalya to Nevşehir Cappadocia Airport takes approximately 1 hour, after which a taxi or shuttle will have you at Derinkuyu in around 40 minutes. If you prefer the bus, regular coach services run from Antalya bus station to Nevşehir, with a journey taking roughly 8 to 9 hours. A comfortable overnight option that saves you a night's accommodation. From Nevşehir or Gorim, local minibuses run frequently and drop you just a short walk from the underground city entrance. For those who love the open road, renting a car gives you the freedom to explore the entire region at your own pace, which in Cappadocia is an enormous advantage. For group travelers, the famous Green Tour of Cappadocia runs daily from Gorim and combines Derinkuyu with the Alara Valley, Salim Rock Monastery, and Pigeon Valley, all in a single unforgettable day with entrance fees, a guide, and lunch included. There's so much more to see in this region that you owe yourself at least 4 to 5 full days here. The Gorim Open Air Museum brings Byzantine fresco-painted rock churches to life in extraordinary color. Cappadocia Underground City, connected to Derinkuyu by over 8 kilometers of tunnels, offers a fascinating sister experience with wider corridors and its own labyrinth to explore. The Alara Valley stretches for 14 kilometers of lush canyon with the river Melendez running through it and dozens of ancient rock-cut churches lining its walls. Yukasar Castle rises as the highest point in Cappadocia, offering panoramic views that reach to the horizon. Salim Monastery, carved entirely from rock, sits dramatically at the northern edge of Alara Canyon. And if your Turkish work colleague is anything like ours, full of quiet pride and well-kept secrets, let him lead you. He promised amazing surprises. He delivered an 18-story civilization buried beneath a town that looks like nothing at all, and a church above ground still whispering the prayers of those who built it. Trust him. Trust Turkey. It will not let you down. And on that note, that is all from me for now. Thank you so much for joining me on this leg of the journey. Hear from me again at my next stop as I continue exploring the wonders of this extraordinary world. Until then, safe travels